Class 6 Biology, Chapter 3 Human Body. Good morning, students. Students, in our last meeting, I just told you about the liver and pancreas. There we also learned about the stomach and the enzymes present in stomach. There we also learned that one of the acids name called HCl is being released in the stomach. Now students, the food from the stomach will be passed to the small intestine, okay, and this small intestine, now further the food will be digested. So the upper part of the small intestine or duodenum gets secretion from two glands, that is bile from the liver. So bile, it is a sort of compound or liquid, you can say, bile juice we also say, from the liver, and pancreatic juice from the pancreas. You know one more function of the pancreas, it is to secrete the insulin, which controls the blood sugar level. But right now we are not talking about that insulin. So pancreas, they secrete pancreatic juice, liver, it secretes bile juice, okay, and this bile as well as this pancreatic juice, they will fall into the small intestine, okay. Why? Let us see their functions. Now bile is made in liver and stored in a gallbladder. A small structure is there which is called gallbladder. You can see that gallbladder structure in the previous pages. So bile is made in liver and stored in gallbladder. It does not contain any enzyme. Now it helps in breakdown of larger fat globules into tiny droplets so that enzymes can easily act on them. This process is called emulsification of fats. So students, generally the fats are present in the big droplet form, big form of the drops, okay. Now all the enzymes, they don't have that much time to digest that single large droplet. So basically the bile juice, it breaks down that bigger droplet of fat into the many small droplets of fats, and this breaking down of a large bigger fat droplet into smaller very fine structures is called emulsification of fats. Now that one more component is there in the bile also contains sodium bicarbonate, okay. Now its main function is what is its main function? It makes the medium alkaline to activate the enzyme of pancreatic juice, which are trypsin, amylase and lipase. So basically, you know, I told you that in stomach the food is having a environment of acid because HCl was released from there. Now the food has entered into the small intestine, so that food will be acidic, somewhat acidic. But the problem is that the enzymes which are present in the small intestine, they work in the basic environment. So who is going to provide that basic medium in the intestine? It is sodium bicarbonate, okay. And where it was present? It is present in your bile, okay. So now we have seen the function of bile, that is emulsification of fats and to make the alkaline medium in the small intestine. And why it is to make the alkaline medium? Because these enzymes, these three enzymes, trypsin, amylase and lipase, they work in which environment? Basic environment, okay. Now let us see the trypsin, amylase and lipase function. So trypsin acts on the proteins, proteoses, peptones and change them into polypeptides. So here you can see proteins, proteoses, peptones, they are acted upon by trypsin, means trypsin is acting on peptone, trypsin is acting on proteoses, trypsin is acting on proteins and breaking them into the small chains called the polypeptide chains or simply polypeptides, okay. Now students, the proteins, basically these are very bigger structures. Proteoses, they are less bigger structures than proteins, and peptones, they are further less structures than the proteoses, okay. And if you break down this peptone, proteoses, proteins into further more smaller structures, then you will get polypeptides, okay. And these polypeptides can be further broken down, we will see later on. Now amylase, what is the function of amylase? It is an enzyme and it acts on the undigested starch and change it into maltose. So whatever the starch is there in our food, the undigested starch is there in our food, the amylase will break down that starch into another compound, another sort of carbohydrate, which is called maltose. Okay. Students, in our food there are so many nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins and fats. So this starch, maltose, they are the form of carbohydrates. These proteins, proteoses, peptones, polypeptides, they are generally form of the proteins only. Okay. And then we have fats. Now who is going to break down this fat? The enzyme named as lipase. So this lipase will act on these fats molecules, and further it will break down these fats into another sort of fine structures called fatty acids and glycerol. Okay, so lipase acts on fats and changes them into fatty acids and glycerol. So these processes are called the digestion process. I told you digestion meanings breakdown of the bigger molecules into smaller ones, breakdown of the bigger molecules into smaller ones, breakdown of bigger molecules into smaller ones. Got this? So do remember that fats, they are ultimately broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. Starch is broken down into maltose. All these components, they are broken down into polypeptides. And I told you that polypeptides can be further broken down. So we will see. Then students, this food then moves from duodenum to ileum through jejunum. So that duodenum, ileum, jejunum, they are the three parts of the small intestine. Now here the food is acted upon by the enzymes called trypsin, maltase, sucrase and lactase. So means within intestine different regions are there where trypsin, amylase, lipase are present, and in some other different regions that trypsin, maltase, sucrase and lactase are present. These are all the names of the enzyme. So let us see their functions now. Now trypsin changes peptones and peptides into amino acids. So trypsin will change peptone and peptides. I told you now that these enzymes, this enzyme has broken down all these components into polypeptides or peptides. Now there will be another class of enzymes which will break this polypeptide into further smaller ones. So here you can see trypsin, peptones and peptides will be broken down into the fine structure, the final ultimate structure is called the amino acids. Okay. Then maltase. So somewhere here maltase was produced. Now again this maltase will be broken down further. Then who is going to break it down further? Its name is maltase. The enzyme name is maltase. So maltase changes maltose into glucose. So maltase is changing maltose into glucose. Okay. Now what is the function of sucrase? From the name you can just have an idea. Sucrase changes sucrose into glucose and fructose. So sucrase is another class of enzyme. It is changing sucrose into glucose and fructose. So glucose you people are familiar with. Sucrose maybe you are familiar with. But this fructose, this is maybe the first time you are hearing this word. So all these forms, maltose, glucose, sucrose, fructose, lactose, they are the form of the carbohydrates. Okay. Then students, we have lactase. That lactase changes lactose into glucose and galactose. So lactase you can see, it is changing lactose into glucose and galactose. Now another carbohydrate form has come up, galactose. So once again, just see here maltose, glucose, sucrose, fructose, lactose, galactose, all are the forms of the carbohydrate nutrient. Okay. So students, this is a sort of summary here, but we have learned different kind of amylase we have encountered. So just a quick recap. In mouth, salivary amylase, all the enzymes we are learning now. Seeing salivary amylase, which converts starch into maltose, but this was happening in our mouth. See amylase, which amylase? Salivary. Okay. And you know saliva is produced in mouth. So in mouth salivary amylase is there, and that will convert starch into maltose. Then the food will go to the food pipe. Through that food pipe it will enter stomach. In our food pipe no digestion occurs. Okay, no enzyme is there. So we have come up to this stomach directly. Now pepsin is there, renin is there. I told you to make the correction here. It is RENNIN. Okay. So RENNIN. Renin should be that spelling should be there. So pepsin converts proteins into, I told you proteins, they are bigger molecules, proteins into proteoses and peptones. Then renin will convert casein in paracasein. These are the carbohydrate forms. Okay. Then the food will pass to the small intestine. In small intestine, first part will be called duodenum. Duodenum and ileum, they are the part of the small intestine. And in between, jejunum is also there. But duodenum they have shown you, ileum they have shown you, because they carry the enzyme. So what are the enzymes in duodenum? Again, trypsin, amylase, lipase. Lipase function, it will act on fats, get them converted into fatty acids and glycerol. Amylase, the undigested starch. Why it has been written undigested starch? Because in our mouth starch was converted into maltose, but by the time the whole of the amylase can work on whole of the starch, by that time we generally swallow the food. So we are left with some undigested starch is still there. So that undigested starch will be converted into maltose, of course, by amylase. But which amylase? Not the salivary amylase. Okay. Then trypsin, I told you. Then trypsin, proteoses, proteins, proteoses, peptones, it will be converted into polypeptides. Then the food will move towards ileum. It is also part of a small intestine. And erepsin is there. Peptone and peptides will be broken down into amino acids. Maltase, maltose will be broken down into glucose. Sucrase, sucrose will be broken down into glucose and fructose. Lactase, lactose will be broken down into glucose and galactose. So basically this is a summary of digestion. Different enzymes involved in digestion and their parts also. So students, this is all for today. Goodbye.